Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3, where we are going to add in our wonderful... I'll just throw some wood in there for now. This is going to be our next fluid depot train. And yeah, we're working on the rare earth oxide stuff, so that's pretty great. We'll go hop over. We got the rare earth stuff, the ore on trains. Now we need urea on trains. Now urea, I think we're only making in one place, which is over here. It is liquid manure and zognobacteria though, both of which I think I have on trains. Is that right? I know I have zogna. No, this is just supplementing the liquid manure. I don't actually think I have liquid manure on trains. I see zogna here. I see manure. I don't see liquid manure. Correct. So the question is, should I just put urea on the train anyway? From here. And I think the answer is for now, yes. Because we still just don't need it in large amounts. And like, these things that we're doing are just such small scale that building a huge urea plant doesn't make sense right now, especially because later you get more recipes for urea, you get more recipes for ammonia, you get more recipes for cyanic. Like, it just doesn't make sense to set all this up right now. That recipe never exists, but blood to urea seems really strong to me. Like, not needing to do manure. I feel like we're gonna have tons of extra blood as well, and wastewater to urea we also get soon. We actually get that like very soon. So because of those things, it feels like waiting on a more official urea solution makes sense. So why don't we just get urea into this multi-provider and call it a day. And we'll just cap that at... Because how much... I guess this whole system, it is one urea for one rare earth oxide out. But again, how much rare earth oxide do we need? 0.01, right? Like, I'm not using all of those rare earth oxides. I'm like using barely any of them. So we'll put in 1,000 urea. 10 stacks should be fine. And yeah, we'll just bring that over here. Just run over the train tracks like I'm invincible, because I am. And yeah, we'll just split urea off. Nothing fancy going on. That should be literally all we need to do. It's gonna hurt our liquid manure production for a while. By the way, I did report the bug of like the icons being tiny and in the middle, and I think it's fixed for the next version, so we should see that eventually. But urea on trains is done. And now set up chlorinated water, tar usage project. We have so many things to do. pYanodon's is a Zen garden, let me tell you. And speaking of the Zen Garden, we have a couple names to add to our Patreon list, and we need to expand our list here. I'm thinking of adding a second one, but I think first we'll at least kind of fill this space in. Maybe we need to widen it, get 2 columns. That could help too. Got our first train. We've got our retired copper zinc batteries. We haven't... Have we forgotten about the idea of retiring, or have we just not needed to retire anything recently? I feel like I haven't had anything to retire. You don't get to do that all too often in this game. But today's Patreon supporters that we are adding to the list are going to be, drumroll please, while Krydax opens the spreadsheet he forgot to have open. And it is Cosbot and Beagle Bagel. Thank you, Cosbot, and thank you, Beagle Bagel, for your support. Let's get our large copper text plates here. Cosbot. And Beagle Bagel. Perfect. All right, and then yeah, we're gonna need to expand this to the north. I think we're gonna need to fit some more names. So we'll see if my bots can handle this. But we need to cut those, move them up. We'll just give ourselves a lot of space. Because like I said, we're also gonna wanna put the $2 names. If you support at the $2 tier, we're gonna get those names going soon once I'm done with the $5 and up tier. But what's worth noting is the $5 and up tier has grown a bit, so I feel like I keep lagging behind. But we're gonna need to go grab some more stone brick, I think. So yeah, let's go grab some stone brick. I'll let the bots finish their jobs here. Yeah, and in this episode, we're working on this rare earth chain here, which we already have all the buildings for. It should be pretty easy. We just need urea and sulfuric acid, water, obviously the rare earth ore as input, and then you're done. You just hook all these up. We're gonna plug a bunch of things into a super trasher, which we already created, so that's easy enough. So I don't think we'll have too much trouble. I guess I can also just do that. Alright, let's go grab some of the, first of all, do we have tiles? Yeah, we have asphalt and limestone for days. We need more stone brick. Should be plenty of that right here. I don't know if 4,000's enough. Hopefully it is. Seems like it's gonna be close, but it might be. Yeah. Okay. And now we just need to copy the border here. Get that going. Oh my gosh. I love how rapid fire it is for the tiles. That's amazing. I don't think I ever tried that before or noticed that. That's so cool. Okay. Perfect. And then what we'll do is we'll add... I think we'll add another section up here. I want to make sure it's the right width. Another little green area. The vacuuming of tiles is not as fast as the laying down of tiles. Nor is the radius very big. I think that's the thing. I wish the vacuum radius was like a lot bigger. I'm sad there's no more upgrades. Like if you look at Blueprint Shotgun, there's only the one upgrade. There's Blueprint Shotgun, there's upgrade 1, there's upgrade... I guess there's 2 upgrades. But we already have both of them. I would prefer one for like vacuum radius. And also item firing speed. And yeah, I like kind of just continuing to power it up. Because for me, it is actually an alternative to construction bots when I'm not wanting my construction bots to actually interfere with network stuff. It's actually really useful. But that is just so cool. Okay. Now what happened to the dirt here? It's like the dirt and grass got screwed up. Does it look like that to you guys? It looks like the dirt and grass got screwed up here. These lines are way too... I don't know. Something's off. Anyway, so now we're going to add another one of these, another one of these. We are off by one tile here, which I'm sure many of you noticed. At some point, we'll upgrade everything to medium power poles. And then we need to go into editor mode, but not the lab editor mode. Editor mode. Testing lab off. And then we can add some beautiful little trees. Maybe some other grasses. Make this look a little less weird. I don't know what happened here. I don't know what's going on. I guess the problem is it removed all the decoratives. Maybe that's what I'm noticing. There's none of the like little, yeah, there's none of that's the difference. Okay, we just need some little grassy patches and stuff. Just to make it look not totally dead. I don't know what Garbolo is, but we're adding it. It's cool. Okay, and now we need like actual trees, which are in the entities list. I'll add some trees. Not dead trees. I want a big, like, red maple or something. Beautiful. Oh, you know what? This one should have a little pond in it. Did I just hear a duck? Maybe that was in real life. Whoa, it looks like a space invader. That was obviously not intentional. What am I doing? Not surfaces, tiles. That's the word. There we go. Okay, we'll have a little pond here. Would it look good to have like a ring around the pond? No, I want it to look natural. There we go. And we should put some grass around the pond because that's how ponds work. They grow grass around them because there's water. Perfect. Aww. And then we'll go back to trees. Fill that in a little bit. Part of me wants to put a tree right in the middle. Would that look bad or good? Let's find out. Oh, it looks good. Oh, it looks good. Though I don't like that it's the same tree as the one over there. We need a different one. I want it to be green, though. Perfect. Perfection. I need a tree there. Beautiful. All right. Thank you all for indulging me in the Zen Garden experience. Oh, I was doing it on that one. Whoops. I thought that was the one we were adding the water to. Okay, well, that's fine. This one's beautiful, too. Thank you all for indulging me. We will add more Patreon names as we go. Thank you all for supporting me on Patreon. Oh, I guess we will have Pi 2 Science someday to put here around that one. And then I guess we'll need another, what's it called? Yin Yang symbol somewhere once we have the next science. Maybe by then we'll have enough Patreon supporters to warrant it. Maybe. All right, let's go set up rare earth ore. Or I should say rare earth oxides. And then... let me make sure... Okay. So, power for the super trasher. And then... okay, request-wise, it's pretty simple. All we need is... probably small amount. I mean, 600 would be 10 minutes if it's running at full speed, which it won't be. So, I think we'll put the request threshold at 600 urea. Urea. We'll go for 7 stacks. Just have a little bit of spare. Urea. There will be 2 things coming in, isn't there? No, because rare earth ores are in a different spot. Okay, so this is literally only providing rare earth oxides. That's the one thing it does. It's the one thing it do. And then we've already got sulfuric ready to go. So this is going to be super easy to set up. Let me pin it from Helmod so we know what we're doing. And, I mean... I'm going to go from the bottom up, actually. So we're going to do... and we'll leave a little bit of room, so like if we needed to double this later. But it really is kind of just one thing to the next style. You know, like that inputs from this, which inputs from this, which inputs from this. Which inputs from the, you know, it's very much just a linear process. And there's a ball mill and a jaw crusher. And that's it. Oh, I guess we need to request the ores, don't we? Shoot. Okay, so that changes things. That means we need a station control. With a constant combinator. Should I have these on my hotbar? I mean, I've got room for now. And we're gonna change rare earth ore to 20 stack threshold. And then request rare earth ore. I just want to make sure this doesn't work. I just want to guarantee that... what am I doing? Click this button. I just want to guarantee that the rare earth ore isn't getting delivered. Yeah. But if I change it to 22 stacks, it should get delivered. Perfect. Okay, and that'll be rare earth ore on the other side of the belt. And then that will come over. Let's see, the urea is needed to make ammonia, which is needed on the fluid separator step, which is this one. So that is a chemical plant here. So the urea can go left, and that comes down here. And I don't have this recipe yet. When does that? It's literally unlocked by the research we're doing right now, so might take 2 more hours though. That's kind of bad. And why do we not have a fluid thickener? We should. What was the botmol doing? You guys drunk? We have no lamps? Now that's a thing. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to do a thing, because I think we're gonna need to not just go infinitely to the side here. So we're gonna make it so that the fiber gets provided over here, and I can add more of those little botmol doohickeys, which go here. And this one's gonna be for lamps. This feels so... No, what am I talking about? We're making like infinity lamps already. We just need to request them. 7 stacks of them, and then we just need one of these for lamps. And we'll say like 200. Okay, that's better. Okay, and then the sulfuric acid is coming over here. Of course, the corner is underneath a roboport. Why wouldn't it be? Alright. Nope, not that one. Okay, so sulfuric's hooked up. Rare earth ore is now hooked up. Well, it's about to be, at least. And input-wise, we probably need like 2 inserters. In. You got 2 going this way, and then 2 going out with stone. So this is our trash belt. Okay. Why did I just delete that? Oh well, that's fine. Trash belt, that gives us rare earth powder. It does make less, or sorry, dust, and then the gravel goes on the trash belt. Speaking of which, the trash belt goes over here. I like how I said I'd leave room for expansion on this. I really haven't, but that should be fine for now, at least. This one also needs sulfuric, and this one also... I forgot we needed it in 3 places. I don't know why I forgot that. Okay. So then... you go up. And then corner that one in. Get a pump jack for water. I don't remember if we need this in multiple places or not, but we definitely need it here. Okay, now, shouldn't we have the thickener by now? No, because I haven't changed these to channel 0. Now we should get the thickener. Apparently we're gonna have 3 of them. Okay, so that's done, and then that gets built. This is the cold steam, which we route up and over to here. Into this one. Okay, so there's cold steam. I kind of want one more. I kind of want more storage is what I'm saying. So let's do... Let's just do something simple here. And this way we don't have to worry about... by pumping out, that way we don't have to worry about like measuring this one too. And then we'll overflow. Right here, 90% exhaust vent, so get rid of the cold steam. Now there are condensation towers to cool down cold steam back into water, or condense them back into water, I should say. And I think that's kind of bad. Maybe in hard mode it has some utility, but it certainly is unnecessary here. Okay, we only need the ammonia in the one place. There's the rare earth slurry, then that turns into rare earth solution. This has an output of trash. This has 2 outputs, one of which is not trash. I actually need 2 inserters there. Filter you. I might as well filter you just so we remember what's coming out of it. And this is the trash belt as well. I think we're all hooked up. So this one, no, this one has solids out that we need to deal with. More trash output. How much? 1 inserter's worth is all. We get rid of the trash that way. I will note, rich dust we are not handling. Nor are we handling copper ore, nor are we handling uranium. So, what am I doing, by the way? This is not the super trasher. Whoops. Super trasher's up here, folks. So many hotkeys. Okay. Anyway, I feel like for now, the question is the rich dust enough to burn the copper and uranium if we turn it into tailings? Oh, it doesn't turn it into tailings, never mind. Ah, crap. Well, that sucks. This thing is gonna get built, by the way. It's coming. It's coming. And then this research is gonna take 2 hours. So we're not gonna see any rare earth for a little while. And then this is gonna make oxide and rare earth ore. Oxide goes onto the trash belt. Rare earth ore is the thing we're actually providing. And that will get plugged into this. This guy right here. It does need to be on the left side of the belt, so I guess I can just force that there. Okay, so that's all set up, except for trashing the things that we're getting extra here. Copper ore. I mean, part of me wants to request... Here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna request here some like coal. And we'll just do the minimum number, 6 stacks. And then what we'll do is we'll just have a burner right here that is fed by coal from this one. So we'll do use filters. Well, it's not here yet, but we'll filter coal. Feed that in, and then this will just be, you know what, I guess, need this to be over by 1 tile. So what we can do is just a couple filtered and circuited inserters. So like, they're all gonna be based on levels. And the green is a safe level to read, by the way, I think. Just want to double check that. Is that true? Yeah, actually, because green even subtracts trains that are coming to pick stuff up, so that's fine too. Anyway, so you're going to do rich dust. If rich dust is greater, it stacks to 100, so I don't even know. If it's greater than 6,000, get rid of some. We'll cap that at 6,000, 60 stacks. You're gonna do uranium, or who knows where that is. If uranium's ore greater than uranium's greater than 3,000, also 60 stacks. And you're gonna be for the other one that we couldn't handle, which I already forgot what it was, copper ore. Okay. Boom. There we go. So now I don't have to worry about those things, but we'll have them available for when we need to request them. We'll have this like super trasher output ready to go. Cool. Okay. That is rare earth ores done. We just need to finish this biotechnology research. I really can't speed it up, can I? I mean, PyScience 2 is our holdup, and we determined a long time ago that substrate's the issue. How could I get more substrate? Well, weirdly, that one's short on cellulose, and that one's short on incubated petri dishes. Well, that makes sense. These are way too fast for an incubated petri dish. Oh, it's just because of the way the cellulose is working. These buildings aren't even enable disabled. Oh, it's the inserters that are. That's right. Oh. I could do another cellulose maker. But I think the ratios are actually about right here. Because that's... get whole numbers. There we go. Yeah, it is 50% more cellulose than incubated petri dishes, and that's 0.3 and that's 0.2. It might not quite be working exactly right because this one's not getting all the cellulose it's supposed to be getting. more or less, I think it's fine. I don't know. I could probably force in a little bit. Do we have room to the left of that? No? Yes? Maybe? Like if I moved all these... I mean, I've got plenty of empty space up here, so I could move these limestone doodads. And then we could maybe fit one more? Maybe that's not crazy. Given how much research we still have left to do, I think it's worth it. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Yeah, so let's do that. I think it's worth it. I guess I don't know for sure, but let's try it. Long train ride. Wow, very long train ride. Okay, so I do need a couple microorganism mines, which I seem to remember. There's one. Microorganism mine number 2. And then what was making the cellulose? It is a high pressure furnace, of which I have none, but I can make a couple. And then an assembler we have plenty of. All right, let's do this. Oh, I guess the other question is, will we have the petri dishes for it? We might. I could always import petri dishes via a train stop. You know, maybe up here. Maybe right there. Or we could plug one in here. Kind of messes with our nickel mine, so I guess right here would be the one. And then we could belt it up from there. While we're here, why don't we put this in? I just feel like we're gonna use this eventually. A weak side right there to connect things. Okay. Anyway, back to this. So let's pick these up. We're gonna move the limestone belt to be a bit more up. Uppity, and soil extractors. Where'd you go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Soil extractor. Alright, right here. So, Cobra is kind of in the way. Cobra, why would you do this to us? It's all your fault. Oops. I think it's fine. What I'm gonna do is this. And then we'll just put these here. Oh, we're gonna need more though. Right. Is this belt doing anything? No, this belt is dead forever. Okay, and that means these are dead forever. This is all dead forever. That one might have been necessary. Probably is. I have no idea what that is, but I'm not gonna mess with it right now. I mean, what even? Maybe we should look into it. What is this? It's coming from 2 places. It's got to be an ash output, right? But there's nothing hooked up to it. This one is a blank belt. No inserters right there that I can't see. Okay, well, let's at least clear this one. Okay, so then this one is what? Also blank? Nothing loading onto it? Okay, that must have been ash. Oh, it was ash. From before that was an electric boiler. When I was a young boy, not an electric boiler. Okay, and then is this ash? It is. And it still is. Though I could fix that. For latex that we're not using? Is this latex? Oh, for rubber stoppers we're not using. Wait, what's up with all these rubber stoppers? This is hella stoppers to just be wasted. Sure is, isn't it? I can use all these. Except you're in the way of me deconstructing it. Stupid caravan. Stupid sexy caravan. Alright. Get rid of all the stoppers. Now, some people would argue this is my starter base, I shouldn't tear it down. I probably need to chill on tearing down starter base stuff. My plan isn't to fully repurpose it. I want to leave a lot of it intact. So, I'll probably leave most things. This is like a lot of value, though, right here that we'd be throwing away. Okay. And I mean, we can actually just remove that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. So now we have a lot of rubber stoppers. I can run up to the area up here. Right? Yeah. Well, no. It's over here. Here we go. These rubber stoppers. I guess that's fine, yeah. Look, I don't know what I'm doing. I just know I want to prioritize the ones we already have. Okay, so that's done, and back to what we were doing. So distractible. We broke power, apparently. Okay, and then we need water. I'm just gonna assume this is some water source. Looks like it is. And then that comes down to here. There we go. And now we're wanting to add 2 more of you. Which I guess means we need to go both directions. And mechanical inserter on these is fine, but we need to wire it up. The same conditions. Power those up. And then we need wood. I don't even know what we need. We need to basically just copy this here. I don't need the wire connections. And then this guy comes over. This guy is an underground. Okay. So now I've got more cellulose, and now we need 2 more of these guys. Yeah, that doesn't break anything. 2 more of these bad boys. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? needeth mechanical inserters wired up for that. These are not wired up. They are carrying a signal though, I guess, so that I'm not gonna unhook those. These don't need to be wired up. And then the inserters are running based on that, and then this is here. Copy that. These directly feed. Here, let me just copy this whole shebang. Build that there. And maybe, with any luck, we just added more substrate to our world. I think we did. It looks like it's receiving proper ingredients, except this needs to be wood. Okay. Well, with any luck, we should see the science per minute go above 4 for the first time in a very, very, very long time. I guess it was at 4.5 because we were getting 9 pi a minute. I guess 8.2 is actually what we've gotten. So that's the cellulose issue we were just talking about a minute ago, where like the first assembler, and we're still gonna have that issue, by the way, but now this should catch up roughly with our logistics science production, because we're only making 6 a minute of that. So we should be up to 12 a minute on this by now, roughly. So, yeah, 4 a minute is what it's been. Jeez. Should be a little bit more now. Looking good. Cool. Okay, so more Pi 2 science is done. That should help us get to the end of the road a little bit faster here, because there's still a lot of researches that aren't necessary for Pi 2 science, right? That we haven't done that we need to do, like aluminum processing 2 and molybdenum processing. Do we need molybdenum for Pi 2? I don't remember seeing molybdenum anywhere in here. That would be surprising. I'm guessing one of the buildings that we need is going to require molybdenum. Like maybe it's Corlex or, you know, something. Like I'd be surprised if we would escape molybdenum by the end of this. Easy Squeeze Ranch does not need molybdenum. What else do we need? The sea sponges, buildings, flotation cell. Do any of these require molybdenum? No on that. Sea sponge. Sponge culture, no molybdenum. I guess I could just look at molybdenum, although that's gonna have a million uses, but... It is used in pretty much all of the Mark III buildings. It's a catalyst to make methanol. We already know it's a catalyst to make ammonia. I'm surprised. The first thing we need it for is this aramid fiber, which is for like stainless steel and some other things. Unless I'm missing one of the uses, I'm pretty sure that's the first thing we'll need it for. Huh. Cool. Okay, well I guess we're not gonna have to worry about molybdenum for a while then. I guess that's helpful. So... Once that research is done, rare earth oxides will be on trains. Rare earth ore is on trains. Funnily enough, copper ore will be on trains too. I don't think we're gonna get enough of it though, ratio-wise. You know, we're only gonna get 0.5 copper for every rare earth or oxide we make. But But what else can we get ahead of here? Cyanic acid. We already have urea on trains, so that's good. Mixed ores we can make on site pretty easily. I guess aromatics aren't on trains yet, so we could do that. Let's do some light oil processing to aromatics and gasoline. Now here's the interesting part. We don't have anything that intends to make light oil. Light oil is very much a byproduct right now. Oh wait, and I never set these up to shut down. Whoops. But wait, we're voiding all condensates, aren't we? Hold on. Wait, these need to run full time, but these need to shut down if we don't need any of these things. But how do we know if we don't need condensates? Because condensates make 3 things as well, so we'd have to be back. I'm just gonna let it run. What the heck? Like, because those things would have to be backed up. All the condensates outputs would have to be fully backed up before I stop requesting condensates. Do we? I guess that's the thing. We can have this stop running at some point if we don't need any of the outputs, right? So I should be measuring like a combo, and if we have greater than 67,000 of all 3, these buildings should be disabled. Okay, that's the play then. So we hook this up probably nearby on a red circuit, and we say BTX and tailings and what was it? I forgot. Refined natural gas. Refined natural gas. Yeah. All greater than 66,500. Paste that. Then output a red signal. Output the stop signal. And then we'll carry that along long power pole here. And then these buildings will only run if red is 0. Oop. Equals 0. Okay. So that means condensates will eventually back up if we have no need for tailings. Oh, but this is trash. Right, but we're never gonna global trash tailings, so this still works. Okay, we're still fine. Because we're never gonna global trash tailings, it's only things that have side products for tailings. So I guess the important part is to make sure we're not trashing the outputs of stuff like tailings dust. Like, will this back up when we have acid gas back up? Will acid gas ever back up? You know, like, it's this chain of will that back up, will that back up, will that back up, because we want it to, right? Like, if sulfuric acid is backed up, which it can back up if we're not requesting it, then the acid gas request will obviously fill up and back up. The acid gas providing will back up because we don't have an overflow on that, so that's good, which means this will back up on acid gas eventually. Perfect. It won't back up on tailings dust because that we're deleting if we have too much and turning into coal dust. Okay. So this system is actually the way we want it to, which means all the way back down in this area where we're thinking about dealing with light oil and condensates and stuff, the condensates will eventually back up. That's just a fact. So then what we want to do is set up another similar... I'll probably just go do it in person. We need more lamps down there anyway. We'll set up a thingy here where we measure all three of the outputs, and if all three are maxed out, then we'll stop. And we'll just delete the shale oil at that point. And later, of course, there are other uses for shale oil, as we saw. Shale oil plus molybdenum, in fact, will turn into... We can make olefins with nichrome, and we can make ammonia. Can even make nitrogen with nickel. Or... no, those aren't real. Anyway. For now, we'll just do a similar idea, where we'll have all three of these hooked up. Oh, I should have done that first, then I can just do this. Perfect. Much nicer. Alright, greater than, greater than, greater than. And this is going to be what, 223,000? Yeah. It's always above 223. Okay, and then that will get transmitted over to these buildings. Output red. And these buildings are only enabled if red is 0. Okay. And then we do need an overflow then on shale oil, which I think we removed. So we need to add that back in. Like right here. Overflow valve. Cool. I think we have enough pipes here where that's not going to be a problem. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so now what this means... What does this mean? This means... if we're requesting light oil, this system will run. So it will provide light oil as well and ditch the other two. So that means I can request light oil somewhere else in the base. I guess the question is, should we be providing light oil onto the train network, or should I just process this right here and now into aromatics and gasoline? For the most part, like, I could see myself doing this one someday, but that's a lot of light oil for a small amount of syngas. A lot of tar. But still, not that much tar. Tar's free. So really, light oil feels like one of those things that, until I get to these other, like, sponge iron, you can turn outlet gas into flue gas. That's a weird one. It's really these two recipes are the main two I'm ever going to use. And tall oil comes from naphtha, I think. Yes. So really, naphtha plus light oil makes benzene in aromatics instead of gasoline in aromatics. That's kind of the other way to do it. And that's a pretty slow recipe, so we'll probably need a lot of fluid separators for that. So there's two main uses for light oil, not just one main use. And there's other uses later as well, and some additional things we might need. So the question becomes, wow, look at the magazine size on that. 1E plus 06? What the heck? You don't see scientific notation every day there. Anyway, my point is that we probably should put the light oil on trains and then request light oil. How is that different? Than just processing it here. And then we have tons of aromatics and gasoline here. I guess the question is, would we ever want to use the light oil that's here to also be able to do this one? And the answer to that is kind of like a maybe. Just feels so easy to process it here instead. And in a weird way, we can just use the overflow, and then we're actually prioritizing the light oil to the train. We've already got it on the train network. So yeah, why don't I just, do I have enough for a bunch of destructive distillation columns? Oh my god, we're already at an hour. I need to be done with this episode. I actually have things to go do today. Crap. Crap. Where does the time go when you're playing pyanodons? Oh my gosh, guys. It's crazy. I don't understand it. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set up a big pile of DDCs here for the recipe that we're talking about here, which is this one. And let's see, how do we rotate this nonsense? Yeah, we want to rotate it so that we can access, because there's 1 in, 2 out. There's only 3 different things going on here. So 1 in and 2 out. Yeah, this way they can be next to each other. Like that. Okay, and one of these can handle 25 a second, so that can handle 125 light oil a second, which is about the limit of what we're making here anyway. Perfect. So then that light oil, what we'll do is we then have a pump into this system. And then we'll do a little tank here just to make sure. And then we do another overflow. So now what's happening is all overflowed light oil in this spot gets turned into gasoline and aromatics first. And then it can get voided. So essentially this is prioritizing the train network light oil over this usage. I'm okay with that. And then we're gonna hook up the gasoline output and the aromatics output to probably 4 and 5 here because we haven't used those yet. So we'll do that in the next episode. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.